Welcome back. Well, actually welcome to not my kitchen. We are on spring break in the hill country of Texas, and this is actually the kitchen of our vacation rental near Fredericksburg. But it's a little bit bare, so we need to go out and stock it. And since we are in Texas, I thought that we should visit a Texas grocery store, and I'm so excited to go to one that I have never been to. Today's video is sponsored by Bloom Nutrition, a daily greens supplement drink with over 30 organic fruits and vegetables, probiotics, antioxidants that can boost energy, aid in gut health and digestion. Something that I am very interested on, especially when we're on vacation, we're traveling, we're kind of out of our regular eating routine and eating different kinds of things. So I made sure that I brought my Bloom drink with me so I can have that with my morning coffee. Plus, it tastes good. I've been drinking the mango flavor, which is absolutely delicious. Thank you again to Bloom for sponsoring today's video. You can check them out in the description box below. Okay, let's get going. I just arrived at H-E-B. And earlier this week, or last week, I put something in my stories about visiting here, and I asked for your recommendations, those of you who are H-E-B enthusiasts and who visit frequently. And I got lots of good ideas about what I need to be on the lookout for, everything from bakery items to coffee to ice cream to dips and salsas and spreads. I mean, not only did you give me good suggestions, you guys really know us. So we're gonna head in, I'm gonna see what I can find, I'm gonna pick up some of your suggestions, and we're gonna make dinner tonight for our crew. I'm not exactly sure what the exact plan is gonna be, I've got an idea, but let's go in and let's see what all the hype is about. Spring must have sprung here in Texas because they got a lot of plants out here on sale. Okay, I know these are $5 a pound, but these local strawberries look amazing. I have to get some to try. Pink lady apples for 97 cents a pound. Get in my cart right now. I love it when stores offer bulk bins, especially when they offer bulk spices, so you can buy small or large amounts of spices and then just refill your own spice jars. I'm going to put a word up on the screen right now, and I want you to say it out loud and then comment down below how you say that word, pecan or pecan. The reason I say that is because one of the things that kept coming up over and over again in my H-E-B community post was the Texas pecan coffee. So I picked some up. I even got brave and used the grinding machine to grind the beans fresh. Of course, I picked up a few other packages of coffee to take home with me, just in case I really like it. I mean, I can't get it in Tulsa. Cherry white chocolate cookie cobbler, sopapilla cheesecake, apple oatmeal raisin cookie cobbler. I mean, that is some next level take and bake, y'all. A few of you mentioned this right here. It's a sparkling water in a glass bottle. I think it's similar to like a Topo Chico, but it's an H-E-B brand, so of course it's more affordable than the name brand. So I'm gonna pick some up because we love Topo Chico, so I'm wondering how this compares. I have not even visited a third of the aisles and shelves yet. Like, I haven't even seen a third of the store, and I am already suffering grocery store envy. This place is amazing. We don't have anything like this in the Tulsa area. I mean, we have some good grocery stores, but I'm just saying, like, if I had H-E-B, I'd probably be here way more often than is good for me. One of you mentioned the H-E-B brand Charo beans, and I see the Borracho beans below, made with Shiner. Made with Shiner. Way to go, H-E-B. Way to go. I'm looking for something now called That Green Sauce because so many of you have mentioned it. I'm not sure where to look for it though, if it's in like by the meat and deli section or over with the condiments or in the dairy, I don't know. I found it, It is way up here on the top shelf, but I found it. Maybe it's somewhere else in the store too, but I'll take the one jar that I see. Finally, it's right here in front of my face, you guys. So I'll put this one back and get the medium instead of the mild. Yay. I've also noticed they have these little coupons hanging all over the place for additional discounts. Several of you mentioned the digital discounts as well. I didn't get on and download the app, so I'm not gonna have any of those today, but I have picked up a few of those little yellow paper coupons. We'll see if I can get those to work at the checkout. My kids are big fans of this Nature's Own butter bread, so I love that H-E-B has a store brand. None of my local stores have a generic brand of the butter bread, but then they also have the honey butter bread and the super duper butter bread. I mean, that's a conundrum right there. I'm gonna need one of these for hopefully the most delicious peanut butter sandwich I have ever eaten in my life. I'm feeling like I need some of this made in Texas peanut butter, but it's right next to the honey creamy peanut butter, but I'm already buying the honey butter bread. Is that gonna be honey overkill? You know, we only live once, right? One of you said you make a special trip to H-E-B just for the fruit spreads. It's not a beer run, it's a jelly run that you buy multiple jars at a time. You said the red plum is your favorite, so we're gonna give it a go. If you come to Texas and don't go home with some Texas barbecue sauce, were you even here? I don't think so. Okay, now I have a really good sheet cake recipe from scratch, but one of you mentioned the mixes. This is actually a box of 4 mixes, including a pouch for the cake and for the frosting. So I think I'm gonna pick it up, see if it's as good as the from scratch. Might not be as good, but it might be a little easier. Another viewer recommendation, the chocolate covered pecan toffee in the H-E-B brand. They have a very good looking seafood and meat counter, and one thing that many of you have mentioned is the pre-seasoned fajita meat. So I'm gonna pick some of that up. I think that's what we're gonna do for dinner tonight. I kind of feel like I need to try the tamales. I mean, this is not something that I make. It's not something that I make myself. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the beef ones. Try some of those. Many of you, I mean probably a dozen of you or more, mentioned the H-E-B brand Creamy Creations ice cream. So instead of just getting 1 or 2 flavors to try, I think a taste test is in order because they have it in pints. So I think I'm gonna pick up several and we're gonna have a little taste test with the ice cream connoisseur of the family, my husband, Daniel. Okay, now that the ice cream is in the cart, the clock is ticking, so I better go to the checkout and get all this stuff home and get cooking. I mean, you guys didn't think we were leaving H-E-B without fresh tortillas, did you? It was the #1 most recommended item in my post. And they even have a coupon. Oop. These are still warm. They're still warm. The H-E-B butter tortillas do not disappoint. Those are so good. You would have to be from Oklahoma City to know this, but the standard by which I measure really good homemade flour tortillas is Ted's, the original Ted's, not all of the franchised ones, but it's a Tex-Mex restaurant in Oklahoma City that makes flour tortillas on site. So good. These, just as good if not better. Totally worth it. If you're ever in the vicinity of an H-E-B, make sure you get the tortillas. Everybody's right. They're fantastic. Okay, so my haul includes mostly stuff that I've already shown you. We have some produce here, apples, cucumbers, grapes, strawberries. I did pick up some of the H-E brand or H-E-B brand shells and cheese. I thought the kids might want that for lunch. Blueberries, shredded lettuce for the fajitas. Already talked about the jam, the jelly, and the sheet cake mix. Some of these items here, the pretzels, the bagel chips, the crackers, the nuts, the cheeses, the pimento cheese, which was another recommendation from my YouTube channel community post. I thought I would be doing a charcuterie board, maybe like a snack board, one of the afternoons or evenings that we're here where we can try some of these items that came recommended. Have the beans as well and the fajitas. I can't wait to show you what I'm gonna do with that green sauce because one of you recommended a dip recipe that we are gonna make. Have the bread, have some chips, some dairy over here, some oat milk. I'm gonna make a latte with that here in a minute, and some yogurt, sour cream, cream cheese, butter so that we can try the sheet cake mixes if we want, and cheese and tamales. I did pick up one of the take and bake items to try. I saw they had one of my favorite seasonal shiners. This is the Shiner Strawberry Blonde. This is a really delicious beer if you're into that sort of thing. Of course, I have my tortillas and my tortilla chips. Can't wait to try those. And the 1877 sparkling waters. And then all of the coffee, including the fresh ground coffee, which I'm actually going to make up right now. Also not pictured because I already put them in the freezer as soon as I got home. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kinds of ice cream to try. So stay tuned for that because I think we need a taste test, don't you, McKenna?
Yeah.
One of you amazing viewers suggested taking that green sauce, that green sauce right here, and adding to it some pico or salsa, some sour cream, and some shredded cheddar cheese, and stirring it all together to create a delectable dip. And I have to say, that this viewer must be a food genius, or at least for my family, because I don't think anything has ever spoken to me quite as much, or at least this is definitely a recipe after the heart of the eaters in my household. So we are definitely going to try that out. Okay, so now I'm wondering if I should heat it up. I was envisioning this as like a cold dip that I would pop in the fridge and then serve cold with chips, but now I'm wondering if I should put it in a pan on the stove and heat it up. I had to get creative with steaming the tamales because there wasn't a device for doing that. So this is actually a metal strainer in a big pot with water at the bottom that I brought to a low simmer, and then I popped this lid on so that the tamales could steam and we could, you know, enjoy them that way. Okay, time to try the Texas Sheet Cake Box Mix. Okay, so my bad on this, you guys. I thought there were 4 packets of cake mix in here. Like this would make 4 small, like 8 by 8 inch brownie type cakes, but it's actually just 1 cake. And this is for the frosting, and I can see that this is not just powdered sugar. It has the pecans right in there that a lot of people put in the frosting. I usually leave them out, but we'll have them tonight. And then one of these cocoa powder mixes is for the frosting as well. And this right here is what's going to be used with the cake mix, or to make the cake. And when I look at the directions on the box, this is very, very, very similar to the chocolate sheet cake that I make. Like, you make the cocoa mixture on the stove with butter and cocoa powder and water, and you pour it in with the flour and the sugar and an egg. The only thing is my recipe does not call for sour cream. So that is something that is new. But we're gonna go ahead and make this up and see how it compares. You know what I just realized as I'm mixing this up? My from scratch recipe calls for half a cup of buttermilk or half a cup of milk with a tablespoon of vinegar, which the sour cream would probably be taking the place of that as an acid in the mix. Duh. Okay, so we've got some of your basic flavors here. We've got the vanilla and the cookies and cream and the cookie dough. This one I have figured out, if you were a Bluebell fan, looks like cookie two-step, because it says that it is vanilla flavored ice cream made with cookie dough and cookies and cream. And if you are a Bluebell fanatic, that's what cookie two-step is. It's a combination of cookies and cream and chocolate chip cookie dough. And then we have candy bar, which McKenna is saying is her favorite that she's tried. And this one so far has been the one that everybody is like, it's okay, but they probably wouldn't buy it again, but I haven't tried it yet myself. This one was the one I was most excited to try, the Strawberry Dream Cookies and Cream, and I do really like this one, and I don't know of any other flavors available in my area that carry any other brands that carry that flavor, but it is strawberry ice cream with ripe strawberries and vanilla cookies and cream. So I guess it's got vanilla and cookies and cream, like golden cookies. I don't know, but it looks really fantastic. I mean, it's ice cream. It's hard to go wrong with that, right? McKenna is making herself one bite of every ice cream. So she can try each one separately and rank them. So she'll give you her rankings here in a minute, right, Kenna? Yes. Okay, everybody is saying that this is the clear winner, the Strawberry Dream Cookies and Cream, because pretty much everybody in the house picked it as either their number 1 or their number 2. And then everything else was kind of skewed. So, not gonna lie, I'm probably just gonna get a spoon and eat it straight out of the carton and finish it off. Yum. We have been back home for several days now and are back in the swing of things with school and work, but I wanted to pop on here and just give a quick rundown and review of some of the things that we tried from H-E-B. The coffee was both the best and the worst thing that I tried, so put a pin in that because we'll come back to it. You guys were spot on about the tortillas. 10 out of 10, would recommend, might actually be worth the trip to Texas. I think the closest H-E-B to us is in Frisco, like North Dallas, so it would be about a 4.5 hour drive. I might consider making it for those tortillas, especially if I could also pick up the tamales, because those were fantastic, and I probably didn't even have, you know, the right way to prepare them, and they still were so good. I think I might have eaten that entire package across several days, just reheating them one at a time, almost single-handedly, like almost by myself. The fajita meat, the steak was good, but the chicken, I mean, it was fantastic. It was so good. I mean, I don't think that I have had fajita chicken prepared in a restaurant that was as good as that fajita chicken. I guess it was just marinated perfectly. I even just made it in the oven, not on the grill or in a wok, and it was still so good, and everybody commented on how good that chicken was, even the kids. The kids gobbled it up. Another big winner for us, and I wish that I had picked up a few more cases before we left town, is the sparkling mineral water. It's their Topo Chico dupe, and even my husband, who really likes Topo Chico and can kind of tell the difference in the ones that I've tried that are not that brand, has said that it's really, really good. So if you are a Topo Chico fan, highly recommend the 1877 brand sparkling mineral water. And I gotta say, the box cake mix, the sheet cake box mix, was very good. I think it was probably almost as good as when I make it homemade. Now it is kind of pricey because it was almost $7 for one box of the mix, and then you have to add, you know, the butter and the sour cream and other things with it. So if you already have the ingredients on hand for a sheet cake at home, it's probably not as cost efficient to make it, but I've never seen a Texas sheet cake or a chocolate sheet cake mix in a box, and that one definitely delivered. That green sauce, another thing that I wished I had picked up another jar of. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not like anything that I've ever tried in my own stores. I thought it would be kind of like a green salsa, but that's not entirely it, or like a green enchilada sauce. It's not really like either one of those things. It's almost just like a special thing all its own. I've never tried anything like it. Wish I had more of it because I think I could do a lot with that stuff. Not just with putting it over the top of things, but maybe using it in soups or in casseroles or with meats that I grill, or maybe even turning it into like using it as a sauce for sandwiches, you know, or obviously enchiladas and tacos. So wish I had some more of that to experiment with. Definitely pick up that green sauce if you're ever in an H-E-B. My son loved the Salsa Verde cashews. We still have a few of them left in the snack basket. And the peanut butter filled pretzels were really good as well, and a better price point than any of the name brands I've seen of this snack. And I will say that that HE brand Creamy Creations ice cream, I think it's comparable to Brahms or Bluebell, which are our go-to brand name ice creams. 10 out of 10 for a store brand. I mean, it's the best store brand ice cream I have ever tried. And finally, the coffee, both the best and the worst thing I picked up. I'm sorry, this is gonna be my only, I guess really my only negative review is gonna be the coffee, but not the coffee that I ground fresh in the store. That coffee was fantastic. It was the Texas pecan coffee, the flavor that many of you recommended, but I got the beans in the store and then used the machine to grind them up, and then you pay by the weight of the beans. That coffee was fantastic. Some of the best coffee I've ever had. But I also picked up several packages of already ground coffee, and I have to say that so far I am not a fan. Now, I have not tried the Texas pecan and the already ground coffee because I gave that package to my mom, but I have tried the Snicker Nut cookie coffee and the cinnamon hazelnut coffee. I have tried both of these already ground coffees, both in my mocha pot and in my coffee pot, and I just don't care for them. They taste kind of burned, I'm sorry to say. And I've tried it several different times, several different ways, you know, turning it into a latte, just leaving it plain, not putting any sweeteners in it or anything. And I just can't make it work for me. Maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong making it here at home. Maybe it's the Oklahoma water. It makes it not taste as good as the Texas water that you brew it in there. But the coffee, the fresh ground coffee that I got in store was fantastic. So if you do the coffee at H-E-B, definitely take the time to use the coffee grinder machine in the store and grind it fresh and get it that way. Thanks again to Bloom for sponsoring today's video. You can check them out in the description box below and pick out one of these to watch next, and I'll see you there.